Hey YouTube, this is WCWA Bossman, and I'm just here to comment on a topic brought up by someone I subscribe to, J-Dub, and he says that Raw is officially dead. And to that I have to say, no crap. It's taken you a long time to figure out that Raw's dead. Raw's been dead for a long time. Um, I'm As most of you know, I am a wrestling promoter, but I do watch wrestling, of course, as well. And I used to watch Raw all the time. I used to love to watch Raw. I used to not miss an episode. And to be honest with you, I really haven't watched Raw in about a year or two, religiously anyway. Um, and WWE's current direction, at least especially with Raw, is gonna be that it's dead because there's nothing on it but John Cena, Triple H, and Randy Orton. They're not making new stars, and the people that are stars are being held in the third-rate brands like Evan Bourne and the the New Heart Foundation, and and then people like Dolph Ziggler and John Morrison are on SmackDown. So Raw is being held hostage, basically, by Triple H, Randy Orton, and John Cena. Now, granted, John Cena, I know him personally, and I like him as a person, but you do get tired of seeing him in the same situations every week. Same thing with Triple H. You get tired of seeing him doing the same thing every week. And Randy Orton, he's probably the best heel champion they've had in a long time. Probably stemming back to, in my opinion, Triple H back in 2000. You know? So, in that sense, Raw is dead because it's centered around three guys. Number one. Number two is they have no tag team division anymore. They put tag team wrestling completely off of their radar, and that blows, in my opinion. That is the dumbest thing that they've done. They've basically made their tag team division a joke, and their women's division, well, what women's division? It's really all about looks for their divas. Nobody gives a crap about the wrestling in the women's division, so their women's division sucks. They have no cruiserweight championship anymore. So there's nothing for the young guys to really go for. And it's just so there's nothing for people to watch with Raw. And especially with these special guest people that they have every week, they don't even pick people that are remotely interesting. I mean, come on, you've had ZZ Top, Seth Green, as much as I like, you know, his work on Family Guy and Robot Chicken and all that. You know, he's funny, but there's no reason for him to be the special guest GM of Raw. You know, what they have to do with Raw is they have to, number one, they have to come up with new people for Randy Orton to face, number one. Number two, they have to come up with a concrete GM. I don't care if it's Ric Flair. I don't care if it's Shane McMahon. Hell, I don't even care if it's Stephanie. But they have to come up with somebody permanent. So at least they could put somebody in a dominant direction as a dominant force on Raw instead of doing this crap. You know, that's why I don't watch it. That's why I focus on my product and what I'm building, because WWE is not interesting. Granted, I admit I do go over to a friend's house to watch the pay-per-views, like I will be doing with Night of Champions this Sunday, but that's only because my friend's in a wheelchair and he gets enjoyment out of me going over there, so I do. That's the only reason why I watch the pay-per-views. It makes no sense to me what they're doing on Raw. Raw's just went downhill. Personally, I think Raw's went downhill ever since Eric Bischoff left. And I know for a lot of people that's sacrilege to say, but I liked Eric Bischoff as a GM. He was great because he was an antagonistic GM who people respected him in some sense, but they hated him in a lot of ways. So in that sense, you know, Eric Bischoff was a great GM. I I'm a Stone Cold Steve Austin fan, but I did like when he was the sheriff on Raw and Bischoff was the GM. But you know, just Raw's went downhill because there's nothing remotely captivating about it. It's and because Vince McMahon caved to the FCC and the public over stupid things, Raw is now at a PG rating, PG-13, whatever the heck it is, and they can't do anything cutting edge. They can't do anything, you know, that pushes the envelope because they're afraid of the public perception because they're a publicly traded company. When they were not a publicly traded company, when they were a privately held company, you know, they would do whatever they thought pushed the envelope, and they don't do that anymore. That's what makes WWE as a promotion suck. And sometimes anyway. And or most of the time. But anyway, that's my thoughts on why Raw is officially dead. Is because they have no direction, they have no dominant force as far as, you know, who's the GM, what are they doing week to week, and they're just putting the same three people in the same damn spots, and it's over and over and over and over and over. And it gets to the point where me, who, yeah, like I said, runs my own promotion, but I've been a WWE fan, or was a hardcore WWE fan, since the age of freaking 6 years old, I can't watch it because it drives me mental. So, you know, that's why WWE is dead. Because nobody cares about it anymore. So, anyway, that's my thoughts on that topic, but I'm going to come back with something else in a minute.